Hello, hello, hello. Um, I'm sorry it took me so long. Welcome to the live. Make sure to like the video on your way in. And today we're going to be talking about black women and domestic violence because I think it's a long overdue topic, and at the end of the day, in in the at the end of the day, you know, something has to be said. It has to be said about this because again, black women, black women's TV rates are going up, and while the non are going up, and and it it's not good, and it's in the black community. Again, yes, other people do it too, but not as much as what you see going on within the black community itself. And I want to go ahead and show you a couple of things, a couple of videos, um, because as of right now, again, the best and brightest of the community is being taken away from us. Again, you know, at the end of the day, it's it's really messed up if if you ask me. And it seems like every time we talk a subject of black women and domestic violence in the black community is being brought up, it's like everybody wants to say what about the other people that do it. It's time that that comes to an end. Now, there has been an update about this case right here. May Alicia Watts rest in peace. And you know, she she is a black woman who helped out the black community. She has her own business, and what happened to her was sick, and her life was taken by a black man named James Dunmore. And I'm going to show you a video um right now. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead. I'm gonna show this to you guys.
News has covered several developments in the disappearance and death of Alicia Watts.
And we want to bring in Queen City News Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rhodes now for his insight on this latest update.
And Khalif, the judge is ruling to keep Dunmore in jail, and this $1 million is secured a bond here. That's going to stick for a while until trial?
Yes, I mean, in North Carolina, it's very consistent with the rulings that I've seen. I handle homicide cases on a frequent basis, and so the statute's pretty clear. With all other charges in the state, the statute says a judge must set a bond. Doesn't really matter the charge, rape, any type of charge like that. They must set some type of bond. However, for murder, it says, or for homicide, it says that they may set a bond. And so while they did set a bond at $1 million, for you to get a second bite of the apple, another opportunity to get conditions for release or a bond set in this case, there has to be a significant change in circumstance. In this case right here, finding out that the bond that they couldn't determine the how she was killed.
Because she was so badly decomposed.
Right. That would be enough for the attorney to say, listen, Your Honor, I want you to reconsider the conditions for release, and because you can't determine if she was killed or if it was some type of accident, that we want another bond set.
Right.
And so that was the argument. The judge wasn't buying it, and at that moment left the condition for release set the same, which was no bond at all. I mean, $1 million bond.
Right. I mean, there was just so many highs and lows and layers of this whole process so far in this investigation. The family, Watts' family, really criticized law enforcement for the slow response in this case. So what kind of legal action could we see from her family?
Typically, you wouldn't be able to have any repercussions or actions against law enforcement because you got to give them an opportunity to conduct their investigation. Mm-hmm. And so remember, they had the conversations with the boyfriend at some point, and then there was a number of back and forth in terms of what had happened. Then ultimately he led them to where the body was, and so that process takes a long time. I've had cases that you may have.
Now, I'm gonna pause it to say this. This is sad. It really is. The fact that her life ended while she was still helping people because of James
one or two
Dunmore.
individuals involved. The next you know, there's 4 or 5 individuals involved. Throughout the process, as they learn more, as more individuals begin to talk, their investigation begins to pan out, and they begin to paint the picture of actually what they believe happened. Unless they really dragged their feet, unless 4 or 5, 6, 7 years went by and no kind of answer, it still would be hard to find liability on the part of law enforcement, because then you'd have to say, well, what kind of damage had they caused the family? Throughout the course of investigation, oftentimes you just need them to be able to do their investigation. And unfortunately, it did take longer than you anticipated, but now we have an individual that's charged, and now the process can begin for his criminal defense.
Yeah, and certainly when that happens, it's going to be very tough for the family as well.
100%.
Yeah, all right, Khalif Rhodes, thanks.
So yeah, that's the situation that's going on right now. And the thing of it is that James Dunmore took her life, and right now he's not saying anything. But he is going to trial, though. So I believe that what why am I trying to say? I do believe that at the very end of the day, when it really comes down to it, I do believe that yes, she will get justice. because you can only hide the secret for a long periods of time. I still believe that she will get justice. I believe the investigation um, will point out and also sooner or later James Dunmore is going to have to talk. He's going to have to. So yeah, I believe what Steve said. I believe him cold-heartedly when he said that James Dunmore is going to have to take the stand. And I believe that, it will happen because, again, all the evidence points to James Dunmore. All the evidence points to him. Again and again, hi, black women wake up and behold, how are you? Um, and yeah, at the end of the day, you know, black women go through the violence within the community itself, and the thing of it is that you have people that want to try and hide it, you know. But again, like the lawyer said, hopefully the family will get justice, and um hopefully they will find a closure, you know. But at the end of the day, you know, it's time to talk about these things, you know, and it's time that the conversation is had. And also right now, and also right now, I'm gonna go ahead and here's the thing. Oh, and I also want to send a shout out to 54 Keys. Um, she's been covering the Alicia Watts case as well. I have a video posted up in the community tab, you know. And again, I'm starting to believe that at the end of the day, even though there are black men out there that won't do this, there are stories of black women who have escaped domestic violence or had their lives taken by domestic violence. At the end of the day, it really is messed up, and this is legitimately sad, you know. And right now I'm gonna show you another video, and may the twin sister may the twin sister who died because because of another insecure dude decided to take her life because she said no to his advances. I really do hope that he rots in a prison cell for life. But yeah, here's another video.
So much. Her tears run deep after losing her 19-year-old daughter, Samaya Spain. This cell phone video obtained by Pix 11 News shows the moment Spain and her twin sister, Sanaya, were brutally attacked. That's Samaya apparently being stabbed in the chest and neck. But we are stopping the video right there. Those were deadly points that he punctured in her body, that even if she fought it, I don't think she could have won the fight. LaShawn Goodson is more than heartbroken, thinking about the death of her daughter, but how she died, Goodson says, makes the pain that much harder. She didn't want to be bothered. Why did she have to die? Because you're not who she want to be accompanied by. Walk away. Don't hit on no girl. Don't fight no female. No matter what, go on about your business. It all started early Sunday morning. Her twins went to grab food at this deli on St. Mark's Place. A man apparently was trying to hit on the teens. After rejecting his advances, things escalated from there. At one point, the deli owner had to lock the doors to keep the man out. The twins thought the coast was clear, but once they walked out of the deli, my daughter Sanaya was arguing with the guy in my daughter's defense outside, and he stabbed her and she went to the floor. And at that very moment, Samaya went to attack him and he stabs her in the heart, and when she went down, he stabs her in the neck. While this mother tries to deal with her grief, she sends a message to the person responsible. I just want him to suffer every day like I am. I want him to wake up every day in a cell, just like I gotta wake up every day with my mind in a cell. And the community wants the same thing, standing in solidarity with the family.
No means no in our community. If in fact, if this woman didn't want you to say anything or do anything to her, you should have just walked away. So the call to the action right now is to say to the individuals that committed this crime, turn yourself in. You may run, but you're not going to hide.
And this is also a sad story as well. R.I.P. to And, you know, this is legitimately, I like to say this is legitimately scary hours. That's what this is. May Samaya Spain rest in peace. And I hope, and you know, I hope that she too gets the justice that she deserves. And at the end of the day, this is just this is just
And has been charged with a murder.
this is just sad, you know. Um, and right now, I will show you the man who decided to turn himself in, and I'm gonna go ahead and do it right now.
And has been charged with the murder of a 19-year-old woman. Police say she was stabbed to death outside a bodega in Brooklyn when she refused to give him his number.
Fox 5's Linda Schmidt joins us live from Park Slope. And Linda, you're hearing the suspect actually turned himself in.
Yeah, he absolutely did that today. He showed up here at the 7A precinct. He turned himself in, and he had his lawyer with him at the time. Now, the 19-year-old victim and her twin sister, they were together last Sunday, and that is when she was stabbed to death. And police say the reason he did it is because she rejected him. If you knew the twins for 19 years of their life, no one deserves to lose a child. She did not deserve that. She did not deserve that. That mom will never be the same. Samaya Spain, just 19 years old, stabbed in her neck and chest at this deli in Park Slope, Brooklyn, after a chance encounter with 20-year-old Veo Kelly. Her twin sister was slashed on her arm. Her dad, Stephen, is lost. Those are his twins, those are his babies. The parents asking Yvette Ramos, a lifelong friend, to speak on their behalf. Police say Kelly, who had too much to drink, flew into a rage when Samaya would not give him her phone number. She and her sister did not know Kelly, had never seen him before. But to pacify him, she gave him her Instagram handle. Okay, she don't want to give you her number. She gave you her Instagram. That still don't give a reason to kill her. Deli owner Mohammed Al-Bahar watched the girls grow up. They and their family frequent his store.
We feel really broken hearts, you know.
Authorities say Kelly has at least one prior arrest for robbery. He turned himself in this morning at the 7-8 precinct. I spoke with LaShawn, her mom, and she would like to thank the detectives on the case. 7-8 got a good team for homicide, and they did their job. They did their job, and I thank them from the bottom of my heart. And Samaya's birthday, by the way, is next month. She and her twin sister would have celebrated their 20th birthday together. Back inside to you.
Unreal. All right, thanks, Linda.
And you know what, and they were what the people was trying to say. They were trying to say that the dude that did was Hispanic. At the end of the day, it's like nobody wants to. It's like I'm trying to say this it's like when things like this happen, they always want to turn it around onto another group. And I'm not saying that, that all other groups of men don't do this, but is mainly the ones with the domestic violence happens to Black women within the community. I do not know why, you know, I mean, there are people who are talking about this. There are, and I commend them for that. And the main thing of it is that at the end of the day, the family has to live out and I know you all heard that the twins have a birthday coming up next month, and all of a sudden the other twin is not going to be able to be there for her birthday because of an insecure man who can't take no for an answer. Not only that, but he was drunk as well. And I'm glad that there were people, that there were Black men, not only in the video that I showed about Alicia Watts with the lawyer talking, and but also in the story that you heard as well. And the fact of the matter is at the very end of the day, there has to come a time when the issue, where this issue is being talked about. And again, I know I showed this to y'all before, but yeah, 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 but and that is the homicide, you know. And the thing of it is, I think this right here is an old study, you know. But yeah, there's the graphic right there, and right here, is where it says 40% have experienced physical abuse and three times higher. The rate of black women being killed by a man compared to a white woman. 9.6% have been raped. And also this too. The new CDC report, domestic violence is a major cause of death for women. And as you can see here, it says it right there. And also, and this right here, it says compared to white women, black women are 3 times more likely to be murdered by a man. And then you have this. As you can see right there. And the last one I'm gonna show y'all is this right here. Black women are facing more violence from partners. More than 40% of black women experienced physical violence from an intimate partner during their lifetimes compared to 31.5% of all women. 1 in 4 black women has reported facing sexual violence or rape from an intimate partner. Black women were 4 times more likely to be murdered by an intimate partner than white women. Among African American women killed by their partner, almost half were killed while in the process of leaving the relationship, highlighting the need to take extra precautions at the time. So again, the situation with black women and domestic violence is going to keep. I think it will stop the moment that black femicide is addressed, because in the meantime, black women is best to, you know, to get your license to carry, and if you and if you're by a gym, if you're by a place where they teach self-defense classes, I recommend that you take those classes as well. And again, if you happen to find love when you're taking the self-defense classes, then you know, I'm happy for you if you do. Again, Black women, it's time to speak out. It really is. It's time to speak out against, in my opinion, it's time to speak out against, oh, you should be quiet because, and then, because then they would, well, they're saying that because, again, it's all about, protecting Black men. It doesn't matter what they do to you, as long as the Black man don't go to jail. Again, I'm gonna put something in the chat. Um, and this is the video that I was talking about, and the channel's name is 54 Keys. She covers Black femicide, and again, I'm hoping that Alicia gets justice, because what happened to her should never had happened. And I believe that James Dunmore did something to her, and he ain't saying nothing about it. But he's gonna have to say something the moment he gets on trial. And again, shout out to 54 Keys for also covering the story. Yeah, and again, Black women, it's time to, it's time to stand up for yourselves. If you're in an abusive relationship, don't be afraid to tell anybody. Don't be afraid to call the police and tell them what happened. Do not be afraid to protect yourselves if you're in that situation, because because it's only a matter of time before that situation turns into a deadly situation. And with that, I would like to thank everyone for coming. make sure to like the video, share this video. If you want to comment, you can, and also subscribe to the channel and make sure you're notified whenever I go live. I'm your host, Alexander Brandon, and until next time, love, peace, and happiness, and I'm out. Peace.